Hey, what's up everybody? So today I wanted to take you guys along with me on a tank service that I'm doing on a really beautiful tank. Now the issues we're having with this aquarium is we just started serving this tank about 6 months ago, and we've made some great strides in that time period. But it has a coral in here that's gotten kind of out of hand. Now it's a great coral for a beginner tank, and it serves a great purpose. It does a great job filtering the tank. It's a resilient coral, and it is pretty in its own way, but left to its own devices, it will take over your tank. Go ahead and go inside and check on the tank, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Now walking in, this is the coral I'm talking about, Kenya tree. Now this is a great beginner coral. It does a great job filtering the tank, but if you do not stay on top of it, it will take over and it will explode, especially in a tank that's this size where you can't really get into it and trim it up and keep it manageable. And little pieces will break off and you'll end up like how this is right here in the substrate. This gets all spread throughout the whole tank, and it gets in little areas of the rock where you can't get to them. So unfortunately, this is what we're dealing with. This would not have been a coral that I would have suggested for this tank, but here we are. So I've been managing it the best I can. Other than that, all in all, I've taken a lot of this out of the tank so far, which has allowed that green star polyp to the right corner there to come back. It was completely almost gone because the Kenya tree was stinging it and took up all that real estate right there. But so I'm happy to see that green star polyp come out, which eventually that will be something I have to deal with down the road. And then this hammer coral, which is just doing great, which I'm really happy about. It's a big colony of hammer coral that's really thriving. Ever since I took that Kenya tree out, it has a lot more room to kind of expand and grow. So I'm really happy with the way that's doing. You can see it's growing a bunch of heads there. And there's another different type of hammer, a lighter green right there. But we do have a problem with vermin snails in this tank. They're all throughout this whole tank. It's really frustrating to deal with. We've thrown some bumblebee snails in here to take care of it, and they've put a dent in it, but this tank is just kind of loaded. Now, like I said, we took this tank over from another service company. So a lot of the things in here are problems we're dealing with. All this Kenya tree needs to go. I got to find a way to get in there and get this out. But none of this rock is really secured. It's not epoxied in or anything like that, so it's going to be a problem. Now on to the other side, we have another different type of hammer coral. So I think the only corals we have in here are the Kenya tree hammer coral, and you can see a little baby hammer right there on the bottom. So that's nice to see that the hammers are thriving enough to start to spread. We have Gorgonians, which we put those in there. We have 2 of those in here. There's that one, which is doing decent. The polyps are out and the color's nice on that one. Where's the other one? It's right. Here's the other Gorgonian. You can see it's encrusting onto the frag plug there. So that's doing really well. But that's the only things we have in here is the Kenya tree, the hammers, the Gorgonians. We're really trying to get them to put some more coral in here. Would love to see maybe some anemones. I think rock flower anemones would be awesome. Those 2 big fish up front here, those are Heniocus. They definitely steal the show in this aquarium. They're one of the first things you see, and they're really an eye-catching fish, along with those yellow tangs. But all the fish in here have been in here for years. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for a 50% water change, which I probably do about once a month. Now, besides our regular service today, we are adding a really cool fish, which I'm really excited about and I'm hoping does well long term. It's acclimating right now. It's almost ready. Let's go ahead and drain, pump back in, and then let's get this fish acclimated to go into the tank. So water change is looking good. Got that going on. All the fish seem to be looking healthy and happy. Water quality is good. So let's go ahead and put the fish in. Here he is, a pink-tailed trigger. Beautiful fish. Acclimated and ready to go. I'm really hoping that he does well in this tank. He came from a smaller Red Sea aquarium, so this is plenty of space in here, a lot more room for him to be happy. That Red Sea tank was only about 100 gallons or 120 gallons, so this is a lot more room for him, a lot more space for him to roam, so I feel good about that. Now, of course, I put him in and he goes straight underneath the rock. So let's give him a little bit of time and let's see if he comes out and swims for us. All right, finally, here he is. We give it a little bit of time and he is out and about. He's not looking a little too skittish. He's looking like he's fitting in pretty well, exploring his new surroundings. I'm hoping this works out well. It only took him about 5 minutes to kind of come out of that rock work and start swimming around. Now, usually pink-tailed triggers are more the docile triggerfish. This one definitely has more of an alpha personality, which I think it'll need because there's some pretty big tangs in here. The Heniochus are good size, and there's a maroon and a tomato clown that have been here for years. So you need a fish that's gonna be able to hold its own in this aquarium. And with this trigger's personality, I think that he'll do fine. All right, so that's it. Hopefully the triggerfish does well. I'm excited. I think it's a great addition to the tank. You guys so much for coming along on the ride. I'll keep you posted and updated on how the tank is doing. Have a good one.